Alright guys, welcome back to the Pleasure Dome and Project Alpha. You can see that I've got a headlight out. She's winking at me. She's not very happy at the moment. This is the headlight from the car and it's a bit of a sorry state, so we've got to do something to fix it. And this is a headlight ordered off eBay. It's got a broken lens, but the internals are in good shape and it's got a good actuator motor on it as well. So between these two, we're going to put it together and make a good one. My name's Craig. I'm exhausted. That's right. Let's do this. Yes, guys, we're back in the kitchen. It's too cold to be outside. The weather's improved. It's actually sunny day to day, but it's just too cold. So back in the kitchen on the work surface. Right, so we've got the original light from the car. Two main issues with this are the reflector inside has some marks on it. I took the lens out, which I'm going to show you now how to do that. I took the lens out, got to the reflector here, tried to give it a bit of a clean up, but the reflective material came off. It was a bit cloudy anyway, so I didn't think it was going to work, but I had to go. So that's a bit worse for wear. The other bit is that this headlight level actuator at the back, they come off and they pull out. Right, if you get it out like that, this doesn't work. All it does is click. Plug it in and it clicks. There's an adjuster on it here you can do manually, but I'm not sure what's wrong with it inside because it doesn't have the range of motion as the other one on the passenger side. So we're going to change that out as well because I've got a new one, well, new used one on this light. So, and then the replacement unit is again a used unit. What we're going to do first is give it a good clean up because we want the outside to be clean because sooner or later we're going to be inside touching the reflector and we don't want to be transferring any of this dirt into that reflector. And there's also this seal here, which is like a stick-on residue seal. We have to heat this up to get this lens off and take these clips off. When you take this all off, because it's sticky, you don't want dirt sticking to that and then transferring. So you have to be really careful, making sure this is clean, making sure no sticky stuff gets onto the reflector units. Because if you get the sticky stuff stuck on the reflector, you're not going to get it off. It's just going to ruin it. So you need to really take the time. So the main this replacement unit's got a smashed piece of glass at the bottom, so it's not great. I don't think you'd see it with the bonnet down, but I want to change it out for the better one. So we'll do that. I mean, this cost me £25 plus a couple of pounds for delivery, so maybe 30 quid. Off eBay, there is one small mark on the reflector inside, so I'll probably leave that as is. And then the actuator, I don't know if that actually works, but it's worth a shot, isn't it? For 25 quid for the reflector and the actuator. Right, so this is the unit. We're just going to a bit of a clean up. It's pretty dirty, to be fair. A lot of grease and grime on it. Just going to give it a quick spray. And then just get some wipes on it. Right, set these bulbs out. Keep those as spares. These rubber seals can come off the back. And keep those as spares as well. The bulb out. Okay. Okay, good. Then I'm going to take this level actuator off the back. So just bayonet fitting. So you just turn that and then it comes out. Now, the way this fits is this ball joint here hooks into not this outer bit, but the inner bit, which then moves backwards and forwards. And there's a gap at the top for it to hook in. So when you put this back in, to make sure it's hooked in, and I don't think that was hooked in on this one. I don't know if that works or not yet, but I'm hoping it does. So we'll find out, won't we? Right, so we need to take this lens off. So there's 3 metal clips. These just pop off. So if you're going to do this to your own light, make sure you don't break the lens. This lens is obviously not going back on, so I'm not really that bothered, but be careful because the lens can easily break. So pop that off. This one at the top's quite tight. Okay. And then what you'll notice here is I've got a lot of residue sticking out of this sticky stuff, okay, which is not nice. And all that's going to do is get in the way when I'm trying to get this off and maybe make a mess and make it dirty and maybe contaminate the inside. So I'm going to give that a bit of a clean up. That's quite hard at the moment, a little bit tacky, but not too bad. The beauty of being in the kitchen, just grab a knife and then when I go around, just giving it a bit of a scraping it off. You know what I mean? Well, being careful. Actually, push the knife away from yourself. It's better practice, isn't it? So if it does slip, you don't cut yourself. So Bit of a clean up with that. It is a sticky, horrible stuff when you get into it, really. That's oozed off the side. Right, then what I'm going to do is use the white hairdryer. Don't tell her about it, okay? You can use the heat gun as well if you want. If you do use the heat gun, make sure you don't go too hot and melt anything. So, white hairdryer. Max heat. Probably number 2 on the blow. So we're going to just warm up this seal all the way around, okay? Get it quite warm. Right, then you can tell when it's warm enough that when you feel on the outside the glass gets hot. Then it's a case of peeling it off. Now, I've done 2 of these already. I've done the drivers and the passengers of the car, and one was easy, one was difficult, so it's hard to get some purchase. Right, I mean, plastic trim removal tools will be great for this. I can't find mine at the moment, so got some pegs here. Just kind of pop them in and start to get it to move. Once it goes, it's not too bad. Right, so that's just gone. So now it's just going to be a case of peeling it off. Now, before you do that, what you want to do, now I've got some stringy plastic pieces. I'm not sure you can see them, but there's it's like chewing gum. It wants to stick to it, and it wants to stretch out that piece of adhesive as you pull it. I mean, yeah, it's a perfect example here. Anything that's stringy, sticky, getting stretched out could potentially fall onto this reflective surface you want to keep clean. So kind of keep this stuff, separate it, take it off the glass if you can. Taking your time here, guys, will save you pain. Crikey, Riley. Could do another pair of hands here. And you can see that there, look crazy. Wow. So let's lift that up and pull this. It is like chewing gum. Awful, horrible stuff. So yeah, we've done okay. We've got that separated. I don't think there's any on the reflective surface. You can see that a bit closer now, a bit clouding in there. So we'll give that a gentle wipe, see if we can clean it. Cool, yeah. I'm just going to do the old butler silver trick and breathe on it. Gently wipe. This is a glasses cloth, so nice, smooth. Right. Yeah, there's some clouding just in there. I can't get it out. I'm not going to. Some of the chrome's lifting away ever so slightly. There's a couple of marks there. So we're going to go with that. That'll do for now. And I'll look at maybe getting another one of these at some point if I want to make it perfect. But this is probably on par with the rest of the car at the moment, so it's not out of place. It's better than the other one, but not perfect. But for the price, it's fine. And I can't be bothered to wait for a few more days to get another one through the post, so we'll go with that. Right, so now I want to get the lens off this one. Bearing in mind this is a lens I want to keep, so we're really careful. Right, that's the lens. We need to clean that before we put it back on. I mean, this is a bit of a mess, but it does reseal when you put it back on. I mean, you saw how difficult it was to just get off then. So it will reseal. I'll try and push this plastic stuff back into place. What we need to do now is get this outer reflective piece off, so the lights themselves, the lenses, sit inside on another structure which can be moved around by this adjuster and this one here. So this outer piece just clips in on 4 places, here, 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 and then down below. Peel away the stickiness, push it down, push it out, because it just hooks in. Try not to break it or overstress the plastic, because it will just crack the chrome. I mean, this one I'm not worried about, this was a disposing one, but okay, coming out. Right, so you can see there's like a hook there, one at the bottom, on the other side and one at the top, so you just need to hook it out. Right, so this is what the inside of the light looks like. It's reasonably clean, it's fine. That's in there, but you can just see that's where the actuator for the leveler attaches. So if I undo that, it's difficult with one hand, like that, pull it out, then you kind of lift it coming from the top, pop it into that hook, and then it drops into place there, and it's in place. This is the one that's nudged, so we'll put the new one in. It's going to come on in like that, and then that's going to hook into that white piece. And then I'm going to just tighten it in. Cool. That should be ready to go. Right, so the other thing we can do is look at the reflector in here. This is low beam, so this is normal driving headlights, this is high beam. And obviously the bulb comes through the hole for high beam, so this is the reflector for the high beam. That's pretty good. And then the reflector for the low beam sits inside here and then comes through this lens. So it's hard to see, but you can look through the gap to check the condition of the reflector. Now you can peer through there. It doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's not mirror finish, but it's pretty shiny still. So you can take this bit out, and I've taken it out on the previous light because I was going to look at the reflector in more detail, but I decided not to in the end. But it kind of, there's like a plastic clip in the middle, but it's like a ball joint. It clips on, so you have to pull it out of that plastic clip in the middle. You obviously have to take this off, and then you have to detach this adjuster as well. So there's another ball joint down here. So if you undo the ball joint in the middle and pull that out from the adjuster, then this whole thing comes out. Yeah, I was just debating whether I leave this on and put the lens back on this one, but just looking at the reflector back here, this one seems a bit duller than the other one, so I'm going to go with this one. So I do need to get this off to put it on there. And I'll go straight into putting it in the other one first. You've got to get it in, otherwise the lens won't sit properly. Okay, good. Okay. And we're in. Right, all I need to do now then is give this lens a bit of a clean, so I'll just move that out of the way. It's just some glass cleaner. Right. Oh, that's close, seriously. Wow. And then we just put this lens back on. I'll squeeze that back into place. And the last thing I want to do now is just go around the edge here and clean all that up. So that's on. Looks really good. Just see the clouding in there. And you see the stone chips as well, but that is what it is. Good stuff, happy days. That's good. Right then guys, time to get this fitted back onto the car. So I've done a bit of painting on the contact points because the front one was showing a little bit of rust, galvanizing had come away. So I've done a bit of paint on there. And then this one here, this is a captive nut and it was impossible to undo. So this one's a bit butchered. I had to get it off. So again, I've primed and painted that, but I've not got a nut now to go back into. So what I'm going to do is put a rib nut in there to use that. So let's get that done. Right, so this is my rib nut here. It's just a 6mm one. You can get different sizes. This is a kit from Amazon. Right, done. Right, it's not the best. It's a little bit bruised and battered from when I had to get the old one out. But it's in. Now when it's painted and protected, I couldn't really straighten it out because it's all closed in around it, so that'll do. Right, put the actuator in. This is a HID bulb. There's a HID kit fitted to this car. It was already fitted when I got it. By the looks of it, it's been fitted for a while, so I'm leaving that on. Not sure if we'll pass an MOT, but we're going to go with it for now. And then I bought these Cool Blue Intense LED look lights for the high beam. The reason I wanted these was because of the HID bulb that's in low beam. When you put on the high beam with the old bulb, it's very yellow in terms of the warmth of the light. This is going to be a bit closer. It will never be as white as a white LED, but it's going to be closer, so we're going to give that a go. So I'll pop that in for high beam. Pop this bolt on here. I'll tidy that up in a minute. There is adjustment in all of this stuff, so I might have to readjust it to reset it, but for now we'll just pop it on. Right, I've got some new hardware and I popped a bit of grease on that so it doesn't rust in like the old one did. Same over here. Right, that's it guys, another job done, light refitted, so we're back on the road. Fantastic, great news. I do need to set those up. I need it to be dark for that. Quite straightforward and simple. I mean, there's loads of YouTube videos about that. You have to put it near a wall, mark where the beam is on the wall, and then reverse on a flat surface 5 meters, and then set your height against the relative to locations when you're back at that distance against the beam height that you need to set for your particular car. So I'll do that when it's dark, but for now, job done. Happy days, really happy with that. Thanks for joining me. My name's Craig. I'm exhausted. Take care. Cheers.